Hey, this is John from Utopia. We're over here at one of our properties that we've purchased for a community project. So we're in Aldea Samil, which is in Lanquin Alta Verapaz, which is right next to Samuk Champey. It's probably the third largest tourist destination in Guatemala. What we're doing with our eco hotel and our YouTube channel, The Utopia Experience, is to create typically a better quality of life for the children in the village. We've purchased 4 cuerdas here.
What's a cuerda?
A cuerda is 20 meters by 20 meters, so we're at around 62 feet by 62 feet. We have 4 cuerdas. Yeah, okay. Something along those lines. So basically, if you look here, everything that is chopped and cleaned, the grass that has been chopped and cleared, is what we have just purchased for the school. If you want to follow me, we can walk through the school a little bit, and we can just kind of show you what, how it looks.
So how many kids go to the school and what age group, John?
So they're about from 180 to 200. So it just
really that many kids?
Yeah, that many kids. There's a lot of kids here that go to the school of all age groups. Yes, you can kind of see in here. Like I said, we're in the courtyard, and that's one of the other things that we would love to do in here is clean this up. If nothing else, put a nice coat of gravel in here so it's not muddy, because when it rains, this is just
it's pretty soft now.
It's just covered in mud. I mean, so kids are always like slipping and falling, and it's just not nice. So we'd love to put in some proper stairs right there where we just walked up, put in a really nice gravel courtyard at least, just so there's just to get rid of the mud.
Get rid of the mud.
Just get rid of the mud.
Wish we could show you the kids in school, but they're on their break. They will be out for a month and a half, so unfortunately they're not going to be here.
These are latrines, they're so sad, so basic, so sad. I mean, so that's why we really want to put in washable bathrooms. It doesn't cost that much to put in a proper bathroom system to have flushing toilets.
How many US dollars would that cost?
I would say $8 grand. We could have like a proper building with nice, 3 or 4 nice toilets, nice sinks, and put in a water system. I would say give or take between 8 and 10. Thereabouts.
Okay, so we're not talking about huge.
No, it's not.
Very small Dana. I mean, if people only donate a couple dollars, it's going to go a long way.
This is their kitchen. Like it's basic. It's rough. Sure. Right? So what they do is they just cook. They usually have the fire. They put up the rocks. They sit on the big pots. They'll cook soup, or they'll do some sort of a grilled meat of some sort on here.
This is the school cafeteria, guys.
This is the school cafeteria. So this is where they boil their water. So this is just like a little oven. They have a big pot where they bring river water up. They'll boil that.
So it's drinkable.
So it's drinkable, and they kind of cook that down. And that's one of the other projects that we would love to do is put in a proper water system. We don't have a well, but the river is close. So what we'd like to do is put in some solar panels, put in a pump from the river, pump up the river water at least, put in some tanks, and then what we can do off of that, at least that's enough to flush the toilets.
Yes.
And then at least if we could put in a water filtration system off of that so they have some drinking water. There's a lot of projects. Oh yeah, look at all the bees, yeah.
Oh my God, you wouldn't even think they would stay in here with the fire. Look at that. It's in the school cafeteria.
Wayne, get a load of this.
Yeah?
There's another bee nest inside.
He was showing me another little bee nest and how dangerous it is to be near the kids.
Where's the bee nest?
Because they can be killed by stinging.
Where's it at?
It's hanging on the yellow wire.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, look at that. Can you believe that?
It's lacking, you know what I mean? Proper chalkboards, just some materials,
Yes.
Paper, anything, it all helps.
Like, is there a fund that we can Venmo to or something?
Yeah, so through the Utopia website, we do have some charity pages linked up so people can donate to either like help the school. We have some projects with some kids. We have some different types of things. Right. Goal here is to build washable bathrooms, flushing toilets. This main area out here, do some playgrounds, some swings, some, kids need to be kids, some sandboxes, some teeter-totters, just some fun stuff. Rebuild a kitchen as well as an internet room. So that's the idea, is that we would share the internet from Utopia, shoot a signal over here and put in a room with like maybe 4 computers so they can do some research and different things like this. Have a printer, they can print off whatever they need for their school. Right now,
do they have any of that now?
Right now, no, there's nothing like that in the village at all. So right now, but they do have to go to Lanquin, which is about, it's about a half an hour, 45 minutes. It's a rough ride. And so what happens is like, these kids have to go at least once or twice a week to go do some sort of research for the school, okay? And the drivers charge the kids even 10 quetzales to go to Lanquin and 10 quetzales to come back, and they have to pay at least 5 Q to use the internet. So it's 25 Q. It doesn't sound like a lot, but that's $3. For a father or for a man to work the entire day, he works for 50 Q. So it's half of his salary Wow. Just to send the kid to Lankeen to check the internet, to do something, to do a little research or something.
Wow.
So that's a huge amount of money. What we would really love to do is if we can get these, you know, this little internet room built, put a few computers in there, that would save, I think, the families a lot of money, as well as improve the kids. They'd be able to do more research and be able to do more things for the school. All right, so that was a little bit about the school. And from here, we're gonna walk over to another piece of property that we've just recently purchased to build a clinic on. There's around 10 to 12,000 people within a 1 hour walking distance of this village. And there's the closest medical facility is in Lankeen, which is they call a Centro de Salud, which is really very, very basic. They have no real medical equipment. It's like there's no x-ray machine. If you get a cold, it's a great place to go and get like a diagnosis that you have a cold, right? Sure. So it's not really anything of value. So what the idea is here is to build a clinic, and then like I said, we would run and manage the clinics. We would look for, you know, Doctors Without Borders, we'd look for dentists, we'd look for eye doctors, we'd look for pediatricians and so on to be able to come down. We could just schedule them in and try to always keep a group of some sort of doctors here at the place. And eventually, if we get the funding, try to keep a full-time doctor and a full-time nurse here. So that would be, and then when the clinic's not being used, the idea is that it could be a birthing center or something like that, because right now, all the women that have kids here in the village, they normally just go to the church, which is a dirt floor. That's where they have their kids, like, you know, so like they don't even make it to Lankeen. If we have this facility, at least they'd have a clean, sterile place that they could come. We could give a key to like the town elder, you know, what they call them, the kakore, you know, and they could come here and they could, at least the kids could be born in a clean, sterile environment, you know. And hopefully with the eventually being able to have a full-time doctor or at least a nurse on hand.
They just have like a midwife or something?
That's basically, yeah. There's a few midwives kind of in the village that help, and then they'll just have kids, like I said, on the floor of the church usually. So this is the property right here for the clinic. I will give you guys a video and a link of the actual kind of plan that we want to build here. Build the clinic's about $125,000. We own the land. The idea of how we're going to fund this is through Utopia Eco Hotel. We take 10% of all the proceeds and profits that come in from the hotel, and that's what we've already used to buy this property with. As well as we've been doing a little bit of land development. We've been selling some lots because this is a touristical area, so we've taken 10% of all the profits that come from the property as well as to putting into these projects. That's how we're funding, as well as then starting to look for donations.
When we get back up to Utopia, we'll jump on the internet and we'll give my friend Peggy a call. She owns a book charity. Let's see if we can maybe get some books for the kids.
That would be amazing. Like I said, I mean, any help is a big help here. So I mean, I agree. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, no guarantee, of course.
No, of course. But I mean, hey, if you don't knock on doors, they don't open, right?
Exactly. I knock on doors.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you kick them in.
Most of the time. Hey, John, we're coming down to see you. Can you put us up?
Exactly.
Hey, how you doing, Peggy? Hello. Sorry.
I'm trying to walk around and find.
Oh, that's great. Sorry, we're down here in Guatemala, and the internet's not the best.
No, we call it JungleNet.
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 Okay.
Yeah, JungleNet.
This is my friend John.
Hi, how are you doing?
Hey, nice.
The reason for my call is I know about your charity. John has actually purchased some land to help a Guatemalan school rebuild.
Yeah, we put bathrooms in. We want to create an internet room, a lot of other playgrounds and different types of things. So we're just any kind of aid we're looking for the schools. He was mentioning that you kind of work with book donations and different things like that. I thought it'd be great to talk to you and see how you're doing and what we could work out.
It's amazing, and it's how wonderful that you're able to do that. I know having the facility is the first thing, but finishing it out is also. So
That's 100%.
I watched the big set, Wayne, of the interview of the girl, the woman down in Guatemala.
Yeah.
And it's amazing because those facilities are exactly like what we see in East Africa.
Yeah.
In developing, you know, it's the same structure almost. It's amazing. It's just so unusual that it would be identical.
Yeah,
We
it
have
is.
the same problem.
Poverty's poverty all around the world. It pretty much looks and smells the same.
Yeah, it's very sad. But,
Yeah.
But how fantastic.
You know, it's a big dream, but I mean, I think if you build it, they will come. So our thing is like we have the land, we have a place where volunteers would be happy to come and stay. You know, it's close enough. It's got, you know, they can go to the school and really do good. So that's kind of our dream here.
Perfect setup because, like you said, volunteer tourism was a perfect way to tie that in.
100%.
We've got such expertise of people, a wealth of knowledge that wants to be shared. So kudos, that's a great idea. you.
Exactly.
We also, on our travels so far, came across another community that the hurricane had wiped out their school. They're in the process of rebuilding it. It's a very poverty-stricken situation as well. They're right there on the Caribbean. What was the name of the...
Garifuna?
The Garifunans. Yeah.
Garifuna. We talked to the village elder out there, and he'd be very, very grateful if we could get his school some books as well.
We have books, and we would love to share.
Great.
And Wayne and I discussed, it's just a matter of when, logistically when you want them.
Sure.
What ages and what our target audience would be for these books.
So these our schools go up in primary, up to about 12. And then from there, they have to go to school they call it secundaria, where they go to Lanquin. So if they want to further their school, 10 to 15% of the kids in the village actually end up going to the secondary school in Lanquin. It's a 45-minute truck ride, from here from the village in, and they have to buy a uniform. They have to buy their own books. Most of the families just can't afford it. So most of the kids, like 12 years of age, pretty much stop, unfortunately.
So sad.
That's very sad, yeah.
It is.
How soon do you think you'll get moving on this project?
Just looking for the funding. So we've been able to scrape together the money to buy the land. We already have the plans. We have everything together. So now our second project is looking for donations and putting it all together. We'll see. Like I said, it could be 1 year. It might be 2 or 3 years. As the money comes in, we're going to be using it. So.
Yeah, they have a school in place now. We went and filmed all of it today. I mean, it's pretty sad. It's definitely not what I'm used to as an American.
No, for sure.
No. It's a whole different world. Books for Development, our organization in Houston, what can we do at this moment to help move this project along?
We can further the conversation. I can send you guys a breakdown on what we're looking for as far as materials and different things like that, because there is an existing school. So I think any books right now could be a great help, and we could just donate to the school and they would put those in their facilities. And then I would say once we have our facilities built, like our internet room and other things like that, we would probably then look for another donation of books that we could put in there that we could utilize like more as a library inside of our facility. We could definitely start with some kids books, learning to read, learning ABCs, the alphabets, English, if there's any like Spanish to English type books. All of these things I think could be of great benefit for sure.
One thing that we've had a lot of luck with, especially sort of branching out to a lot of new developments, a lot of new communities, are these book boxes. And what they are, it's sort of like a camp trunk. It's a metal box that's about, I guess it's probably 30 to 40 inches long, 2 feet by 2 feet. And we fill them with books, and then it makes them mobile, and we circulate them amongst different areas, one community for a month, and then it moves to another community. And so the kids get fresh books on a regular basis.
Oh, that's nice.
It's sort of, it excites them about reading. It excites them that there's literature out there that they haven't seen before.
Nice. Do you have a lot of books in Spanish, and or do you have like in different languages?
Most of our books are English, but we do actually get quite a few Spanish books that we struggle to find a second home for in Houston.
Perfect.
Because the books that we ship overseas to Africa are in England.
Perfect.
We've gotten some French books that we're sent to the Congo. We have a gentleman that we work with there on the border, the Uganda-Congo border. But we get Spanish books, so we try to recycle and repurpose them.
Perfect.
Like I said, this would be fantastic if we found another resource, another destination for them. So that's something I can start gathering and putting together right away.
Wonderful. That'd be great.
I know this isn't something that's going to happen overnight.
No,
but at least it's a step in the right direction, and we really appreciate you taking the time to have a phone call with us. That's for sure.
So.
It's great to see both of your faces, and it's amazing. You actually do have a very good signal down there.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. The coconuts are working tonight. So, yeah.
Pretty soon Netflix is going to be on. There'll be no signal.
Great. Well, it's great talking to both of you this evening, and I'll just wait to hear more from you.
Great.
Thank you so much, Peggy.
Nice to meeting you, Peggy.
If you want to see more about Guatemala, check out our series link in the description below. We want to thank you guys for watching our video all the way to the end. If you would, hit that subscribe button, share it with a friend, and like always, thank you for living life.